Good morning, Sherry Neff, cycling realtor here. So excited to be at the office of the Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And I would like to introduce Mr. Jesse Mahugh. Am I saying Mahugh right or is it Mahugh?
It's Mahugh. You got it.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Oh, I love your program, and I know you know it, but I want everybody to hear that. I love the program. What a great thing you guys are doing here. So Jesse, let's jump right in. What was the moment or the reason that you decided the mission for Big Brothers and Big Sisters was where you fit?
Well, I think it started. I was at a luncheon. I think it was a United Way luncheon, and I heard someone who had been a former little with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and they were talking about all the stuff that they did, like just setting higher goals, going to college, all the things that they did, and they really attributed all of that to having a big in their life.
Wow.
And so I decided, you know what? That sounds like a great way to make a difference.
Amen. I agree completely. The children that I've met in the program, they do seem as if that mentor is so invaluable. It's so important. How about you? Have you been a big?
I have been a big, yes. So after hearing that former little talk about being in the program, I went and signed up to be a big. So that was my first time as a big. And then I've been a big again after that as well. So yeah, it's definitely something that it's just a great experience to be part of.
I agree. Being a big myself, I absolutely agree. It is. So we're here because mainly I want to give you some money. I want to give you some money for building big futures. And on my YouTube, I've talked about it a little bit about the program, but why don't you explain to me what you need to grow a new match?
Sure. Well, the one thing that we do need, of course, is the funding, to be able to pay for all the staff time and our insurance and all the things that go into making a match. We focus so much on making a match that's going to last, and so we put a lot of time and energy into figuring out what the little is interested in, what activities they might want to do. If we have a little that says, gosh, if someone would just take me fishing, we really try to match them to a big that could make that happen. But it's important because we really want this to be something that lasts. We don't want another adult that just kind of passes through and isn't there long term for the kid. And so we put a lot of energy into making that match. It's our average cost per match is about $2,500, and so that's one thing we need. But we also need volunteers. We need the bigs to match with the littles that are on our wait list. And so those are a couple of our biggest needs that we have for sure.
Well, I like what you say because being a big, I really encourage anyone who wants to be a big to come in. You might say, oh, I hate fishing, or I don't like to be outdoors. And there might be a little who doesn't care for being outside, doesn't like bugs, doesn't like grass. And they want someone to be inside doing puzzles with.
Absolutely.
And so you never know who you might be able to. A friend of mine has this amazing story about being a big all the way through this young man's college. And I love that story, starting when they're little and helping them all the way through college and becoming family.
Yeah. That's
beautiful.
Yep. There's so many stories like that, the bigs and littles being in each other's weddings.
Aww.
And the graduations and really we really hope for that too, that, they stay, even if they graduate out of our program, that they stay connected, after that too.
Absolutely. When I was creating Building Big Futures, I was absolutely shocked and appalled at the statistic that between the ages of 10 and 30, suicide is the second leading cause of death.
Yeah,
And that's 10 years old to 30. And it just reiterates that these littles need somebody. And if they're signed up and on that waiting list, they know they need somebody. And so I love helping in any way I can for you guys to be able to get bigs and to have the funding to pull those littles off wait lists, because it's a hard life for the littles.
It is, and I think about what is the need for our program and our communities, and first of all, couldn't we all use a mentor? I mean,
yes.
We
yes.
can all
I
use
love
a mentor.
Mine. Yes.
And a lot of these kids especially could use a mentor, and it's just so important for them to have a positive person that is showing up for them and really helps them build resiliency through any hard times. We all go through hard times, but the other thing that I think is so important is the connections that we make, the connections to other people, the connections to other ideas and goals, and just different ways to think about life. And I really think that that's one thing that our program adds for these youth, is it just helps them be connected to, of course, their big brother or their big sister, but then beyond that, just thinking about different ideas and maybe even thinking about a future that they otherwise wouldn't have thought possible.
Well said. Absolutely. One of the other things that I have experienced with children that are the most needs is they also don't necessarily feel connected to the community. And I love programs that help them remember they are respected and cherished and a part of the community. And your program is definitely one of those. Thank you so much.
Well, it's very important. I mean, we all need to have that connection to our community to understand that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. And I think we definitely, our bigs help make that happen, and our match activities with the bigs and littles coming together to do something as a group. But then a lot of it is the stuff that they go out and do on their own as a match too.
Don't you have an event coming up?
Oh, we do. Yes, we have all kinds of activities coming up. One thing I'm excited about that we will have coming up is we will be doing some match activities targeted to just introducing the idea of education and maybe even a little bit of financial literacy and some things like that are just a little development of soft skills for the littles in our program. And there's some really interesting data that's come out recently with some research done on former littles with big brothers, big sisters. Littles are going to earn 15% more in income over their lifetimes because they were a little and had a big with big brothers, big sisters. And another very interesting one is that they are 20% more likely to go to college from being a little with big brothers, big sisters. And it really is something that impacts our community as a whole when we think about citizens who are paying more in tax dollars. They're pursuing careers and education that maybe they wouldn't have done otherwise, and it really lifts the community as a whole.
Absolutely, and I love that. And I didn't even hear about the soft skills, so I'm really excited about that too. I was kind of leading you. Sorry about that, but it's because I'm so excited about the barbecue and playtime we're gonna have. Aren't we having a barbecue soon?
Yes. So we have barbecues coming up August 14th in Great Falls, and this is such a fun time. Our matches come out and our families, and it's we'll have a volleyball net up and games to play, but it's also kind of a neat time to everybody can come together and see the matches together, and it's a great time.
And burgers
and
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah, I'm a foodie.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Excellent. Well, is there any messages that you would like to share with the families out there, or bigs, or donors, or just say what's on your heart?
Well, if you have been on the sidelines and just thinking about wanting to get engaged in a way that's going to make a difference in your community, and you've kind of been waiting for the right moment, maybe this is the moment. And we really encourage you to get involved, whether it's by making a donation and being part of the Building Big Futures, which is going to build big futures, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's a way that you want to get involved, or maybe you have a few hours a month that you could be a big yourself, and what a great way to make a difference. It's just when you think about making a difference for a kid who grows into an adult, and what that means for them and their family, and where that's going to go, and the ripple effect that that's going to have on our community, it's pretty astounding.
Yeah. One of the things I was shocked about when I became a big is how little time it takes. I mean, I spend an hour a week with mine, and it's my favorite hour. I look forward to it all week long, and so we do things together that we both love. And as you said, when we're well matched with a big and a little that enjoy the same things, it is just so much fun to spend the time together doing what you love.
It is.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I mean, we were talking about the importance of youth, making connections with people, ideas, and goals. But I tell you what, we as adults, we also need those connections in our life, and we need to feel like we're making a difference, and be reminded that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. And to the employers out there, the businesses, the individuals, if you want your employees to be happy, it would be great for them to volunteer and make a difference in someone's life. And just think about the difference we could all make together if we were all pitching in a little bit.
Well said. Well said. And to the families who have a little that is hurting, or is having any kind of reasons why you believe that a mentor would really help them, please just reach out to Jesse and the staff here. They're pretty amazing, and they will help you. Yeah, Building Big Futures. One last thing I want to remind everybody, there's matching funds. So please give, and make sure you mark that it's Building Big Futures so that it can get the matching funds. I think it's time to say goodbye, but it's always fun to visit, my friends, so it's hard to say goodbye, but we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is Sherry, the Cycling Realtor. Remember, share, like, and subscribe.